Hey everyone, Kim McCarthy with the Pipeline Strategies. And who? Pixie Blue, that's who. Oh, I love this dog. She is always with me on a trail. Well, while we're walking on a trail, I want to have this episode to focus on a new service. It's called Caregiving Through the Pipeline. I want to give you all that information for both clients, client patients, or the cared fors, and caregivers. There's a lot of opportunity that's wrapped up in here, so let's just get started. Are you ready? So the Pipeline Strategies offers 3 service tiers, and those are strategic resources, people strategies, and creative solutions. And I know it may seem a little odd, why would caregiving be included in people strategies and visual communications and government contracting? Well, let me tell you how it all wraps together. So the background is everything is founded in people. I mean, our personal interactions, our professional interactions, everything really has something to do with a type of people strategy. And having been an employee, having been a consultant, having been involved on steering committees and boards, all of this is about strategizing your resources for people. Now, who are those people? Well, they can be employees, they can be contractors, they can be, it literally runs the board. I mean, people are people, right? Within the strategic resources service tier of the Pipeline Strategies, this is focusing more on caregiving as a resource that helps people just live their lives. Now, when I say people in that capacity, that could be the client, that could be the patient. I prefer to use the term cared for, the person we're caring for. And also for, in a nice broad umbrella, that term that I'm going to use is a caregiver. And as I go into more detail, you're going to see that caregiving is not just one type of person, it's a whole bunch. So let's get back on focus. Why caregiving? Why caregiving through the pipeline? Well, in a couple of other episodes, I've talked about following your passion. And, better knowing your passion, why you want to be involved in it. Sometimes it takes a lot of skill, education, certification, experience, something that goes into your passion project. Well, my passion project is in providing care. And that started a very long time ago when my grandfather was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And by the time he was diagnosed, by the time we knew what was going on, it was before the diagnosis, he was well into the situation. And so by sharing my story, I'm hoping that others will understand that they're not isolated and what's happening with aging family members, that you're not alone, but you do feel isolated. Look out for symptoms, for causes, and communicate. That's a huge thing, is communicate with the family. So what happened in my family is my grandfather became very forgetful. And my grandmother, not wanting my grandfather to feel like something is wrong, or he would get highly agitated or frustrated, maybe blow his top. So, and by the way, that's very common with dementia patients. So instead of having his emotional outbursts, she just had a whole bunch of, in this example, a whole bunch of house and car keys made and placed them strategically around the house. So if my grandfather asked, where are the keys? I can't find the keys. And she knew where the nearest set was and would pick it up and say, well, here they are. Well, eventually my uncle, who would mow the lawn for my grandparents, the lawnmower wasn't working and he couldn't figure it out. What's going on? We just had this thing serviced, and he looks in the gas tank and there's milk in the gas tank. And that's when we realized, I don't think things are right with my grandfather. So then he gets diagnosed, and by the time he was diagnosed, he was in stage 3 Alzheimer's. So fast forward through a lot. Anyone who has a family member with a form of dementia, you just know that there's a lot. And one day, my dad came home, and my mom was cathartically cleaning tile grout with a toothbrush and just sobbing. She was, some people may say it was a breakdown. I say it was a release, an absolute surrender. And my dad walked into this scenario and, what's wrong? And she said, I'm tired. I feel very broken. I can't fix anything. I can't control anything. And I'm breaking down just as fast as my parents are. So in other words, nobody takes care of the caregiver. And that's hard. Oh my gosh, that's so hard for family because, they have their own stresses, and dealing with whether it's a career or medical issues, personal medical issues, bills. There's just so much going on. And then having a highly complicated an emotionally charged situation, such as caring for a family member, that can break people. So that's actually how I got into caregiving. I had a break in my my projects, and I wanted to. I've been giving to communities in different ways for quite a few years. I do it through hair donation, making brown bag lunches, and donating to the homeless. There are lots of ways to do it, but this one felt, as opposed to an option, this felt more like a passion project. And that's when I started providing caregiving. And I did that through a home agency, and it was not a good experience. There are many things that I witnessed. Not abuse, nothing like that. But there is trauma. It's highly impactful. And among the issues is that the caregiver has the relationship with the cared for, and oftentimes the client. With a home agency, they prevent, even though you have that relationship with the client and cared for, they prevent communication. And that becomes highly impactful and traumatic especially for seniors and special needs. So, home care agency, there are a lot of downsides. There are positive, there's something for everyone. But let's talk about why I created Caregiving Through the Pipeline. So, taking this passion project and knowing my experience through a home care agency, as well as independently, as a people strategist, I saw how easy it is to create a better product, essentially. So I took the good from home care agency. I took the good from independent. And what's the nice blend or bridge between the two? I sincerely cannot find any of that available, so I just created my own. Thank you very much. So, I'm very excited to say that I am in the process of pre-launching Caregiving Through the Pipeline. And this is a premium caregiving service that provides personalized, high-quality care solutions that are tailored to meet the diverse needs of our clients. And the focus here is not just on the senior or elderly. A lot of people need caregiving. So that could be a post-procedure, that could be caring for a newborn, either caring for the newborn or caring for the mom who just had the newborn. There's just a lot of stuff that you have to manage, a lot of complexity issues regarding special needs. And I wanted to create something that was more of an opportunity where you're not boxed in and locked in by a highly impactful and traumatic contract, which most home care agencies force you into. And then there's the independent side, which that has its downsides. It also has its positives, but I took the positives and created Caregiving Through the Pipeline so that it's more impactful and beneficial for clients, for cared fors, and for caregivers. And so let's talk about caregivers. So who are all these caregivers I'm talking about? Well, people who have experience, certifications, degrees, licenses, all of that, in client management, care management, case management, end-of-life counseling, grief counseling, near-death experience counseling, NDE, medical advocacy, medication management, newborn mother care, lactation consultants, occupational therapists, physical therapists. It's a very long list of comprehensive services that really falls under a nice umbrella of caregiving. And by the way, that's not a complete list. There are CNAs, there are RNs, LPNs. There are people who don't have those healthcare degrees, but they have experience, such as myself, providing care. So this is a nice package in which the best of both worlds have been brought into a comprehensive package called Caregiving Through the Pipeline. Now, who's the focus? What are the targets? Well, there are really three. There are the private caregivers, and again, that's the nice broad definition or umbrella that I just gave you. There are also the private clients requesting care, and then there are the cared for, and those can be different. As an example, let's say I am a cared for person and I can request care for myself, or the client could be, as an example, my son. My son contacts and wants care for me. So then that would be a client and a cared for. So I want this to benefit all three of those targets: caregivers, the private clients, and the cared fors. I want it to be mutually beneficial. This is personalized care. It's consistent. You get to develop trustworthy relationships with your caregivers instead of with the agency. And here's a big one. You get access to additional services. And I really like this because I have recommended many, many different products and services according to the needs of either the client or the cared for. And as a result, I grouped them all together and I put them into an add-on service and product. And let's see, I believe it's three or four of the brands are pipeline partners. We're talking about CB photography, vitamin CBD, potency number 710, Element Apothic, and of course I'm putting in the pipeline strategies, the creative solutions. And if you see the e-booklet, then you'll better understand how the creative solutions fits into this little niche. But these are people and brands we've worked with in government contracting with other clients. So I have a very intimate knowledge of the owners, their products, and their targets as they're moving forward. But then there are lots of products that I use and other caregivers use that also recommend or refer. So I went ahead and made those into affiliated links so that the clients and the cared fors know about these products. Sometimes they don't know about them, as much as providing a discount for whomever's purchasing these services and products. Additionally, I want to make sure that the caregivers have an opportunity to make additional income. And there's absolutely no sales about this at all. It's if you want the product, if you want to know more about the product, then here they are. You can become an affiliate and you can earn additional money simply by referring the products that I've already researched. So again, I wanted to make this from a people's strategies perspective. I wanted to have a balance between clients, cared fors, caregivers, all of those targets, and that everyone would benefit. That's a huge thing for me. So let's go back into who are the clients. Well, clients can be the independent individuals. So, a son calls and wants care for a parent, as an example. Or it could be, a husband who got caregiving for his wife who just had a baby, something like that. Well, this also is a wonderful add-on employee benefit for businesses, for corporate. And I have had many clients who have had to take time off work, who have had to file for, in Colorado, it's called Family, F-A-M-L-I, and that is taking time off. It's a paid family leave, but specifically for Colorado, it's called Family. In other states, they have their own paid family leave, and people have to take time off from work, time off from projects to take care of family members. And that can be highly stressful because now bills back up, projects back up, fearful for how secure is my position. So instead, having this offered as a corporate employee benefit within the company plans is so beneficial to the company as much as to the employee and the employee's family member. So not only are we providing this for independent, corporate, but also professional caregivers who fall under that nice broad umbrella of either it's a passion, you provide care, or you specialize with a certification, a degree, a license in another area that helps to provide care or support for these three targets: clients, companies, and caregivers. So I'm so excited about this. There's so much opportunity here. Not only are we giving, so I love that part, we're giving back to the community and supporting, but also it allows a company to give their employees an opportunity to provide support without that additional stress. And the big one is caregivers. I'm providing independent opportunities for all of these people to get clients and additional revenue and income. So I'm very excited about this. Caregiving Through the Pipeline. It's in pre-launch. I am bulking up on both sides, both with presenting to companies and bulking up my ATS, my recruiting and talent, with the caregivers. You want involved? Contact me. Leave a message down below. I want to be able to support anyone who's interested. I'm excited about this. Thanks for jumping into the pipeline.